Hello, my dear children. I welcome you all to my YouTube channel, Sensei Lanka Online School. So now we are in our grade 10 lesson series. In our grade 10 lesson series, today we are going to discuss the structure of the earth. That is our lesson. So we are in the third lesson, third video lesson. So now we are going to learn the structure of the earth. That is not a very difficult lesson, a little bit easy to understand with the pictures. So in this presentation, I am presenting you the video lesson by using different pictures and some simple notes. There is a special in my today's lesson because here I have selected 3 activities for you. I prepared some questions for you. So those questions will be helpful for you when you are facing the exams. So with those things, we can continue our lesson today. So if you have not subscribed my channel still, now it's time for you. Subscribe my YouTube channel, Sensei Lanka Online School. And also don't forget to ring the bell icon. Then you will get all the notifications in my future lessons. So, shall we continue now? The structure of the earth. What do you know about the structure of the earth? Look at this. The structure of the earth is composed with 3 main layers. When we talk about the structure of the earth, it is composed with 3 main layers. What are these layers? They are crust, mantle, and core. Crust, mantle, and core. Look at my screen. It is there. Crust, mantle, and core. When we are discussing it deeply, we can divide them into several parts. Crust can be divided into 2. Mantle can be divided into 2. Core can be divided into 2. That is the way of learning. When we are classifying them like this, it is easy to understand, easy to remember. They will go into our mind quickly and easily. And then look at the picture, figure 1.9. There you can see where are these parts? Where are these layers on our planet Earth? So the topmost layer is the crust. You can see the crust in this picture, crust, the outer part. And then the second part, mantle. Then inside the earth, look at this, inside the earth. You have to look at a cross-section of the earth to understand this. Outer core and inner core. So now in our today's lesson, I'm going to explain you all these parts one by one, with pictures, with notes, and also with some activities. Okay. Now look at this. The special characteristics of layers of the Earth's structure. In these different layers, there are 3 layers I said earlier. Each layer contains different characteristics. Their features are different from each other. So we can distinguish the crust and the other things by using special features. So now come to the crust, the first one. It belongs to lithosphere. That is the speciality. It belongs to lithosphere. Consists of about 1% of Earth's total land mass. So, it's a thin layer. Thickness is not uniform. What is the meaning of that? Thickness of this layer is not uniform. If we draw our planet Earth like this layer, sometimes it has this much of thickness. Sometimes like this. Rising sometimes. Then very thin layers are there. This is that. Now I think you understand. Thickness is not uniform, not similar everywhere, and contains rocks and minerals. So this layer is very important for our economy, for our sustainability. We need that. Contains rocks and minerals. That is another feature of the crust. Now I got this from our textbook, grade 10 geography textbook. Look at this. There is a big knot, but it is useful. You all have to go through it. At least 2-3 times you have to go through this to collect information. So let's go. It belongs to the lithosphere. It belongs to the lithosphere and consists about 1% of total land mass of Earth. The thickness of this crust is not uniform. It extends with a thickness of 5 kilometers in depth in the oceans and 60 kilometers in the continents. Look at the difference. It consists of rocks and contains a wide variety of useful minerals. Not one mineral, not two. There is a wide variety of minerals. We can use them. We can see gem, we can see that silica, like that. The uppermost thin layer of the crust consists of soil and it is continuously developed through the process in the bioenvironment. This thin soil layer is important for agricultural activities, to cultivate crops, to do the fisheries, for the rearing of animals. For these agricultural activities, this thin layer is very important, especially the soil layer. And then the crust is divided into two parts. This is the most important part. At the exam, there will be questions from this. The crust is divided into two parts according to its location, composition, and the density of rocks. What are the two parts? Continental crust and oceanic crust. You have to remember this. Continental crust and oceanic crust. These are the two. Look at this picture. There is a small knot. The Earth's crust is like the skin of an apple. It is very thin in comparison to the other three layers. The crust is only about 3 to 5 miles or 8 kilometers thick under the oceans. That is oceanic crust. And then 25 to 30 miles or 32 kilometers thick under the continents. That is the continental crust. So look at this picture for a while. You will understand it easily. Okay, so now we can move to our next slide. The continental crust consists of granitic rocks. There is a special layer. It is called zeal layer as it is primarily composed of silica and aluminium. In this continental crust, there is a special layer with granitic rocks. It is called zeal layer, composed of silica and aluminium. Look at the short form, Si. Then for aluminium, Al. That is how the word derived, Zeal layer. Then the same thing is there in the oceanic crust. But it is different because it is consisted of basaltic rocks. What is the name of that layer? CMAG layer. Earlier one, Zeal layer, now the CMAG layer. Look at the composition. Silica and magnesium. Si. From the silica, And then Mag from magnesium. That is the short form. CMAG layer. It is there in the oceanic crust. The CMAG is the basic rock layer on which the Cl layer lies. On the CMAG layer, we can see the Cl layer. And then the boundary that separates the crust of the earth from the mantle is called the Mohorovic discontinuity. Look at this Mohorovic discontinuity. It is a border. If this is the crust, in red color you can see the crust. I am coloring it in red color. And then there is the mantle. So, the layer which separates the crust from the mantle. It is the boundary. Boundary that separates the crust of the earth from the mantle of the earth is called Mohorovic discontinuity. You have to remember where is that and what is that. With the pictures, it is easy to understand. So look at this. Can you see? Continental crust is there in the picture. Oceanic crust is there. And then Mohorovic discontinuity can be seen there. You have to remember this picture. Keep it in your mind. Sometimes they give this picture for the exam and you have to name the things. So you will be able to do it. For that, you have to remember the picture. I told you there are some activities in my today's lesson. So this is activity 1. There are 5 questions. Look at them. Shall we discuss the answers? What are the 3 major layers of the earth? Very easy. Crust, mantle, and the core. What are the 2 parts of the crust according to its location? According to the location, what are the 2 parts? Continental crust and the oceanic crust. What is called Mohorovic discontinuity? What is it? I told it is a boundary. Which boundary? The boundary that separates what? There are 2 things. The boundary that separates crust from the mantle. Okay. Number 4. What is called Cl layer? I told you. What is Cl layer? It is a layer of granitic rocks that can be seen in continental crust. It is made up of silica and aluminium. That is the Cl layer. What is called CMAG layer? CMAG layer. It is there in the oceanic crust. This layer composed of basaltic rocks and also it is consisted of silica and magnesium. Silica and magnesium. That is CMAG layer. So now you have to understand these questions. If you have anything to ask me about these questions or about the crust, my WhatsApp number is there on the screen. You can contact me anytime. You can call me, you can message me, send me a text message. If not call me, I will help you to clarify the matters related to this activity. Okay. Then shall we go to the next part? Mantle of the earth, the second layer, mantle of the earth. Look at this note. Mantle is the layer which is located between the crust and the core. It is in the middle, in between. The mantle is a layer that extends to a depth of 2,900 kilometers from the surface of the earth. This layer forms 2/3 of the land mass of the Earth. The upper part of the mantle consists of olivine and silicate, while the lower part is made up of magnesium and silicate. Now, do you understand? There are two parts in the mantle, upper part and the lower part. Look at the composition also. In my next activity, you have to answer them. According to the chemical composition and rocks, this layer is divided into two parts, the upper mantle and the lower mantle. For this also there is a boundary. The boundary that separates the mantle from the core is called the Gutenberg discontinuity. It is also a boundary. It separates the mantle from the core. Okay. So now we can go to the next part. Some more facts about mantle. You can go through this. It is the largest layer of the earth. The upper layer of the mantle is a part of lithosphere. It is made up of molten rock called lava. It is solid on the upper part and liquid on the bottom. Those are some important things. Then look at this picture. There you can see Gutenberg discontinuity. You can see here. Can you see the lower mantle is here? This is the boundary. After this boundary, inside the earth, there is the core. So you have to remember this picture. Okay. So activity 2. It is about the mantle. What do the upper part of the mantle consist of? Can you remember? Olivine and silicate. The lower part has magnesium and silicate. That is the answer. Very simple. For MCQs, sometimes there will be. What are the two parts of mantle based on the composition and rocks? What are the two parts? The upper mantle and the lower mantle. What is called Gutenberg discontinuity? It is the boundary that separates the mantle from the core. It is the boundary that separates mantle from the core. So now I think it is clear for you. If it is not clear for you, you can contact me and then you can ask me anything. And now I am going to the last one, the core, the last topic today. Core. What is the core? It is the inner part of the planet Earth. Look at this picture, you can understand where is the inner core and the outer core. So what is the core of the Earth? The core is located below the mantle of the Earth. That means it is located inside the Earth. According to the composition, it is divided into two parts, namely inner core and outer core. Inner core and outer core, these are the two parts. The outer core consists of liquid metal, nickel and iron, and it extends from the mantle to a depth of 2,250 kilometers. The inner core consists of a thick metal layer and it extends to a depth of 1,220 kilometers from the outer core. These are some important information about the core. Before the exams, you have to go through the book also. And then the last activity today. There are two questions. According to the composition, what are the two parts of the core? Inner core and outer core. Very easy. Number 2. Mention the components of inner core and outer core separately. Do you know the components or the composition of the inner core? Inner core is made up of a thick layer of metal or iron. How about the outer core? It is consisting of liquid metal, nickel and iron. Think about these questions. Think about the note and questions. These things will be helpful for you. So, that is the end of my today's lesson for you. If you have any questions, you can contact me through WhatsApp or you can use my Facebook page, Sensei Lanka Online School. Ask me any question to clarify your subject issues. And then thank you very much for today. And I hope to meet you with a new video lesson. Thank you very much all of you.